Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most random episode of What the Health Just Happened ever. We talk about all things healthcare, community, business, and life. Except for today, I don't know what we're going to talk about, man. We're throwing curveballs. We're doing jump kicks.
We're going to send it.
We're going to send it.
Full
That's
send.
a throwback to the previous guest. We're going to break stuff. What do you got, Trey?
We're going to stay shredded.
Stay shredded. Oh, that's a line. That's our buddy Ronnie.
We're going to come and take it. We're going to come and take
Come
it.
and take it.
gosh,
This
it's
is
getting
actually
weirder.
reference to dip for Zen. Seriously, come and take my Zen, baby.
Off the rails
This
already.
is probably not going on the radio. Maybe it will. We don't know yet. So, today's, I would say, unique. We have 4 semi-grown men, I guess.
Somewhat.
Myself, Eric Ross. Your name is?
Joey Jansen.
I know, kind of. And your name is?
Trey Lowell.
And your name is?
Justin Kuzart.
Justin Kuzart. I like to say Justin Couscous. Joey Jansen with 212 Benefits. Trey, you run your own organization that does some work for us. Is that fair?
Yeah, production
And
company.
co-host of the show What the Hell Just Happened. Justin is also semi-co-host, but does all the switchboard stuff.
Yeah, I think it classifies as producer at times.
Producer.
Yeah.
You're a producer. Is it
Fancy.
I don't know.
Fancy.
I'm an idiot, man. The intro's over. Today is, can we call it a bro down? A throwdown?
I think that's what it is.
Rodeo.
a brodeo. Eating potato chips. Like, already there's so many women cringing that will not listen. No women will
No,
listen to this. My
you've
wife.
already lost half
Yeah.
of
My
them.
wife has never listened to an episode. I'm excited.
Never? Not one? Not even
My wife
Tories?
has never listened to a single
She
episode
never listened
of
to
the
Tories?
show. She probably listened to Tory
Yeah.
Murphy's.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We have no agenda. I'd be shocked if we hit healthcare. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll hit business.
I figured you could just list all the things that you think that we do that are unhealthy. And you just
listen.
just
48 minutes of that.
I got a way to start this. This is my thought. Okay. I have a number between my back. What is it, Joey?
You have it between your back or
Between one
behind
and
your
3.
back?
Pick a number. 1, 2, or 3.
2.
Pick a number.
1.
2.
Okay, it's 3. So none of you guys want to. We'll go with Justin. You pick the first topic. Anything you could think of.
Oh,
Ask
no.
a question. Basketball, football, juggling, music, bosses.
Oh, my gosh.
Beards, golf.
Oh, let's go golf. Let's talk about Scotty.
Ooh, Scotty Scheffler.
Unhealthy, that whole situation with the cop.
I want to hear perspectives, by the way.
Yep. So my wife, who works in the golf industry, told me that the golfers are told when there's a situation like a crash or something preventing you from getting to the golf course, you're supposed to pull off to the side, put your blinkers on, and go.
That was loud.
So that is, I think, something that's important for the whole situation that happened, because that's what he did, right? Now, a lot of people in this building who don't like golf, or I guess people that seem entitled, felt like it was an entitlement thing and he thought he was allowed to go.
I love this. So 2 things already. You basically called everyone in this building entitled. I'm kidding. Hey, so again, as stories come out, you don't know what happens.
Yes.
Neither do I, but everything that I've read and seen, it changes and evolves. But they were told, right? They have very specific marked cars. You cannot misidentify a golfer or press person's car. They're so clearly labeled.
Yeah.
Pulled off to the side, pulled up. Did he hit and run over a police officer?
No.
No.
Are videos out yet?
Did he
They
shoot
said
a
his-
66 after coming
Yeah.
to the course
Yes.
from jail?
Did he
Did he
implode the
stretch
next
it?
2 days?
Yes.
Did he stretch in the jail cell?
I love.
Ooh, yeah.
Do you guys read memes or watch
Yes.
GIFs?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that? Never seen that
Is
before.
it GIF or GIF?
I don't know what that is.
Giffies?
Giffies?
I
How do you
always
say
just
it?
called it a GIF.
Oh, okay.
The meme world and GIF world, GIF
Went
world,
crazy.
I'm a GIF. I'm a GIFfer.
unlimited.
Do you think it was planned because Happy Gilmore 2 was announced like the day before Scotty got arrested? Because I was like, this is prime, just copy and paste for Happy Gilmore 2. He's now famous. He's getting arrested, and it's trying to hurt
That
his
sounds
image.
like a live business plan, by the way. Like, yo, listen, we need this dude to get arrested. Hey,
Did you see Did you see the picture of the cop that arrested him?
No.
It had Roy McIlroy's head on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about me. The memes are endless.
the meme.
Or the one of Shooter McGavin, Tiger
Yep.
Woods,
Yeah,
John
John
Daly,
Daly.
and him. Welcome to the club.
Gosh.
What are your thoughts,
Or
Trey?
one more. The one with Tiger Woods standing behind him, braiding his hair.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I mean, the unfortunate situation of this circumstance is just anything that involves cops, depending on where your head's at, you're going to make an assumption. So that's just a lose-lose for all parties involved. Other than I'll say, not the biggest fan of Scotty, but seems like a genuine good dude.
I haven't heard a bad story
guys,
of him.
Dude, he's an incredible golfer. Just
Number one in
golf
the world.
talent
How do you not
alone.
know who he is? That's the other part. The cops.
he's
like,
also
I don't-
not. He's never going to break Tiger Woods' record. Can we talk about that too? Whatever. I didn't. His record is so long. He'd have to be number one.
You're
in the
talking about rank
world.
the world number one.
Yeah, Scotty'd have to be number one until I think 2035 to beat Tiger's record.
Impossible.
Back to the police. Like, you guys want to talk about politics? Let's talk about religion, money, and politics. Right?
Stay
Those
away
are the
from
best. Hey, Trey, you made a good point. Depending on where you stand, what your thoughts are,
Yeah.
you either are like ride or die police are the worst. What I do think happened in this golf situation, because a lot of golf fans are like ride or die police, protect
Yeah.
the blue, as am I.
It's a weird-
are on Scheffler's side. dude.
Yeah.
Are defending Scheffler on this.
Yeah, they're in the middle. They don't know which way to go.
Okay, who wants same topic or next topic?
Oh, I got a topic.
What do you got?
Okay, Jags Stadium being paid for by the taxpayers.
I knew this was coming up.
Okay. I'm going to throw the scenario out there. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the greatest NFL franchise. I can't say that with a serious face. I love them. I love you guys, but we're not even close to that comment. We live in Jacksonville. The show is filmed in Northeast Florida. If you happen to catch this episode somewhere else, the city is debating rebuilding the stadium. Right?
There's no debate. It's going to
I
be
think
done.
it's
It's happening.
right?
It's happening.
Let's
I think
say,
so.
guys, I'm trying to be.
Oh, okay.
I'm on. I know what team I'm on. It's going to happen, right? So city council's debating. The mayor's involved. They want to renovate this stadium. That's going to cost approximately $1.2 billion, which sounds like a lot of money. It's
actually pretty cheap compared to LA Stadium. Just saying.
Who funds it, right? So our owner, Shad Khan, who I believe is an incredible owner, contributes a lot to the city.
Shout out.
Cities have to pay for it. Trey, who brought this topic up, is anti-stadium.
I have to give a little bit of background. I'm
Can
a
I
huge.
start it? Can I?
Yeah, no. You go ahead. You
cannot,
start. You
Joey.
start.
What is the city of Jacksonville without the Jaguars? Now answer your question or give your stance.
It's UNF. It's JU. It's Gainesville. It's a feeding ground
Gainesville
for.
is not Jacksonville.
I understand, but I'm just trying
Would
to
you let the
say.
man answer?
I would just try to say, I know what you're saying with the Jags being kind of the pinnacle of Jacks, but I think there's too much other football and too many other things going on in this area that draw people's attention away for it to be a priority for the city. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Jags, and I mentioned this to Eric. I love the idea of a new stadium. I love the idea of growth, but I just think the elephant in the room is you have to win. And there's no dollar sign you can put on guaranteeing winning. So we could put this amazing stadium there, but if we go back into our slump that we had before Lawrence, I think unfortunately it might be the unintended consequences. You might make this major investment that is such a gamble that the team's success is actually what will make the city better, not the stadium.
And I think a lot of that is why they feel comfortable doing it now, because they do have a team that they feel like for at least the next few years with Trevor,
Young
if
talent,
they pay
young
him, when they pay
coaches.
him with the talent, will be at least at a competing level.
And I will admit, if you're going to strike when the iron was hot,
No.
you guys are spot on. But my kind of reasoning for being a little bit against taxpayers being on the dole for this is, if anyone's really in tune with NFL, every one of these teams gets a check at the beginning of the year from the TV providers, whatever it may be. I think it's roughly $300 million. That is straight profit that goes to the Jags day one without the lights even being turned on.
We got to confirm that number, by the way.
Okay, well, let's just
It's a lot of
even
money.
put it. Let's
Yeah.
put it to
They get a
150
lot
Or
of money.
200, I think it is.
Yeah,
It doesn't
or-
matter.
point
Insert
being-
double zeros and with a number on the front, $1 million. Yeah.
Where I get uncomfortable with it is that these teams are going to profit just astronomically off of us being footing the bill. So I guess my suggestion as a taxpayer of this area would be, could we come up with a system where the taxpayer would maybe front the money and they were almost paid back, like a loan? Because I just think we're in weird economic times where asking your average Joe to foot a bill, to me, it's kind of tough. You're kind of putting us in a rock and a hard place. And I'll end it on this. I know that Jacksonville is on a crazy trajectory of growth, but I don't want us to be blind by something big and shiny, that those resources go elsewhere to make the city better.
Dude, you went right into like a heavy topic. I like this.
I've thought
My
about this a
brain's going
lot.
so many ways.
I have a couple things to add to that, right?
Sure.
Let's start with winning matters, period, right? If you're going to build a 1.5 to insert number, markets like LA, they can fill that stadium up with stuff. Winning matters, period. Okay. What draws players? So free agents can debate like, hey, I want to go here, or go there.
Taxes.
Taxes matter. The state of Florida, like we have an advantage. We love Jacksonville. We live here. It is not a place that NFL players are like, yo, put Jacksonville on the list. Could we get there by evolving the downtown and creating this environment for studs to want to come to? That's just a general question.
I'll
right?
push back on that. I actually think if you said to them, I can make your pocket fatter, that is what it actually motivates them
Okay.
more, because they will fly to the big cities and go to these places.
That's done, right? If it's just from tax ramifications, we Florida checks the boxes, right? We check the tax boxes. It can't just be it's the biggest check possible. Like you have to be competitive and win. They want to go to a winning team. That matters.
So then my other question.
Screw you, Calvin Ridley. Just kidding.
So then my other question to that though is, so then why do, and maybe it's now, but it seems to have been a trend. If teams are considering Florida, obviously players and stuff like that matter, but why would a team consider Miami over Jacksonville, the city, right?
Are you serious
The
or not?
nightlife. No, I'm dead serious.
It's the city. It's the nightlife.
So that's the part. Is
Like
where
I
Jacksonville
love
is.
the
I like
city.
that. That's a good
And the
argument.
part of-
But if you're an NFL player, where you want to go? You want to go to Miami or Tampa? You don't want to go to Jacksonville.
What if a coach actually
people.
said, I want my boys in Jacksonville because they can stay focused. I don't want the nonsense.
A coach?
What if a
Sign
coach
me up.
said,
Yeah.
Jacksonville is a hotbed because they can stay focused here. We don't need the shenanigans.
Dude, I love you guys. I love Jacksonville. It's like this is my
Jacksonville's
hometown.
never going to be Miami.
I don't want it to be.
Thank God.
And
Yeah.
the stadium is, gosh, there's so many things that go into it. I started by saying Jacksonville is not going to be Jacksonville without the Jags, and I firmly believe that.
Okay.
UNF is, I love it. I went there. Swoop.
Swoop. We got a lot of
JU,
swoops.
Great.
Flagler.
Businesses are coming here. Why are businesses coming here? Why are international companies coming here?
Port.
The port.
The port's part of it.
Access to water.
But why
you
is
have
the
an
port
NFL
growing?
franchise,
There's
and Shad Khan is the owner. Oh, yeah.
teams in the NFL. It means 32 cities out of 50 states have an NFL team, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That was a trick question.
Just like Joe, yeah.
Can confirm. Can confirm.
Man, I lost my train of thought.
Bro, you can't
Are
start
you?
like
I
that.
guess,
Are you for
no.
real?
So
Hold on.
ready. I'm
No.
You
so
were all like,
ready
you're
to
going
be
to drop a
inspired.
bomb out.
Hold on. Are you
Why are people
worried they
coming
would
here?
leave? Because I guess that, because I hear you saying.
I
No,
can't.
they're not leaving. They're not leaving.
So that's where I go. We kind of have them buy the cojones rather than the team have the city buy the cojones. That's
they could leave. They could very well.
There-
leave.
there's-
I think
there's
the
a couple
trajectory-
parts here.
Sean Khan's put so much money around the stadium.
A guy.
Right?
More.
he has
more
he's done an
seasons.
incredible job. I
Let
mean,
me go back to one thing you mentioned earlier too, right? Because what do average Americans think about? Tax dollars. What's coming out of my pocket? What am I going to have to pay? I'm not going to be able to afford my groceries. And again, I don't know the details yet. As they come out, we'll talk about them, explore them. Hopefully, another episode like this, and Joey can lose his train of thought. That was hysterical. How much money does Trey pay for taxes for this?
now that's
You
where
won't even know.
It'll be pennies. It
You
won't be much.
even know. I think
So so remember when they passed I think they passed it, the penny
there was a
tax
hotel tax. There was a gas
for the
tax.
schools. Penny
Yes.
tax.
Oh, yeah.
And it's supposed to go to it's a penny tax. It's a hotel tax. It's a gas tax. It's a tax on something that's going to generate.
about taxing
revenue.
over there. He lived
He lived in Yeah.
DC. Don't
Drive
talk about
money.
taking my money.
to the stadium to help fund it, because without and one thing has to happen before any of that stuff happens is the jail's got to move, right?
Oh,
That's a
well,
whole
and
other
I
topic.
actually
Oh,
would
that's
in
good.
conjunction
debate
with the
Jags
stadium.
pay to move the jail. Is that on the table?
Let's do that. Let's do
the
that
jail
next.
is I have no inside sources at all, but I'm a firm. It actually came out and said it.
They are moving it, right?
They're moving. They're
have
starting to
to.
move parts of
They
it
have to.
They're
They
looking
have
at the
to.
Florida Blue building because that thing's a ghost town in Riverside.
I didn't even think of that.
So all of the administrative functions, the SWAT team. My neighbor told me this. He works for the sheriff's office. So like the SWAT team, the DEA, the things that are like in more than they're out. They're moving all of those to the Florida Blue building to start pulling them away. And I didn't know this. the jail downtown houses people that are awaiting trial.
Yep.
So
Oh, because they're close to the
anybody
courthouse.
under a year. So it could literally be anybody.
Yep.
And then when they're sentenced, there's a jail up by the airport, which I also did not know.
Oh, didn't know that either.
That's where they're
Okay,
sent.
look, we're trying to talk good things about our city.
But that's
all right?
but that's part of making downtown, growing it.
You
The
have
stadium's
to
a big
move the
part of
jail.
it.
That-
So
that's
you got-
that's
the
a
jail's
long
gotta move
conversation.
in conjunction with the stadium being built.
I remember, so my wife's family, they're all from Raleigh, and NC State played in the Tax Slayer Bowl. It was a few years ago. And I remember they came down and they're like, yeah, we're downtown. Where should we go? And I was like,
To the beach?
Oh,
Yeah,
you,
to the
you mean to hang out? That's a great point.
yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And then when I went down to the game, they're like, we went to some bar and I was with all the homeless people. And like, we couldn't find anywhere else to go. And I was like, for an outsider visiting, that starts a bad trend of people being
This
like,
is so hard
what
for
is
me to get
this
excited
place?
because, like, again, I am ride or die Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Want to continue to grow and evolve downtown. Geographically, how it's spread out, not just it's the largest city in the United States geographically, we know that. But think of just the pockets of stuff. We have the beaches, which includes Ponte Vedra, different than Jack's Beach, different than Atlantic and Neptune Beach, different pocket. Then you have Hodges little area. Then you have Kernan. Then you have the St. John's Town Center. Then you have Tinseltown. Like, it's so spread out. To me, that's good. That's healthy. But you need a booming metropolitan area. You need a downtown area that draws people in. There's been talks about aquariums. Again, I am all on board. This all started with the stadium stuff. That will impact everywhere else. Fleming Island, like those areas, it will create more stuff outside of a booming city. We're not going. You said it. We're not going to live in a city. I'm middle aged. I don't know. What's
Yeah,
middle
33.
age?
My
Yeah.
birthday was this weekend.
You know what's the average life? You're 33. Dang, dude.
He's young.
You know the average lifespan for a male right now?
72?
72 and a half.
We're good,
so
dude.
we
We're
are
halfway there.
technically halfway. You're past halfway, buddy.
Whatever. I'm not good
I'm
at
close to
math.
halfway now.
72?
72 and a half for men
You're not
right now.
halfway.
Why are you trying to
bad
bring
at
that
math.
Let it
Going
rip.
backwards. Okay. Keep going on this topic.
No. I mean, I
love this.
I just wanted to have the open discussion about it because, like I said from the get go, I am the biggest Jags fan. I want nothing but success.
When's the last time you went to a Jags game?
I can't afford it, dude. I got 3 kids, and it's a commitment.
Oh, you got to go.
And here, I would agree
Could
with
you
this.
come with
It's
us if we
hot
brought
as-
you? If it wasn't a summer game?
Yeah, I could do that.
Summer game?
I mean,
Summer game. September
There's no
game.
summer games.
September game.
You just want to bring them in September so we feel how hot it is and realize we
don't
need
go-
to change those
just
changes.
Oh, yes,
yeah, this is
exactly.
why we need a
Yeah.
stadium. Hey,
It's
one
too hot.
one last question. This is for
Yes.
Joey on the stadium. So if we move forward on the stadium, what do you think a timeline of building one is, and like how does that transition work? I'm only asking you because I have no idea.
I honestly don't know either.
Do
I think
you
what I
know,
saw was
Eric?
2027.
So-
right? It was 2027, I believe.
So a couple things.
And I think they'll move to games.
You're saying how long to build and what does it do for creating work?
No. How long would it take to build, and in the transition phase, like what does that kind of look like?
You're talking about the time in between when they build to when they close.
Yes.
So look, I read about this often. It's so early. I am not an expert. If you look at other stadiums that have been built recently, fast, done quickly, 2.5 years.
and we
That's
would be in Gainesville
really
playing.
optimistic.
24 right now. So yeah, I think it'd be 27 is when they want to play here.
And there is a concern that when you move it, depending on
Where do
what
you play?
happens,
What do you do?
and the Georgia Florida game, if you let it go back to
Will it
the
ever come back
colleges,
again?
will it ever
Yeah,
come back?
it's-
Is this
that's a big one.
That's
There's
a big
lot.
money
Look,
maker.
these are
for
things
Yeah.
that people don't
So, yeah,
talk
but
about.
I want to say one thing that's Florida, Georgia.
Oh, sorry.
Alphabetically,
Oh, yeah.
it comes first.
Oh my
What I didn't say
We
is
don't win games anymore, so we got to at least have.
Hey, I respect it. I'm
I
a
do
no. I'm a no. I can't.
I do a night show in Athens, so I always have to go to Georgia, Florida. That's why I'm sorry.
What was the next topic? You said you had another topic.
Oh shit.
I got a bunch if you
yeah,
want.
fire
We gotta
away.
cover some.
No, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I used to love basketball, right? The NBA specifically. I was a diehard Heat fan. Excuse me, my brother, who you all know passed away. He had season tickets. I loved it. I've kind of left the NBA for a variety of reasons. What happened last night? Not last night. It doesn't matter when this airs. Who gives a shit? Oh, I can't say shit.
Yeah, you can.
We'll mark
I
it.
said it twice.
Poop.
This probably won't air anyways.
Maybe.
What happened to the Pacers last night?
Justin.
They don't play defense.
But did they choke?
Yeah.
Did you see what?
The Celtics are the better team, so it was just the Celtics
The
realizing
Celtics-
they were the
the
better
Celtics
team.
are gonna make it to the
asleep. They
finals.
were asleep.
One
They
way or
hadn't
the
played
other.
their
Celtics
games.
always play with their food unnecessarily, and it usually lands in them
Their
losing
food?
their opponent. That's why the Heat beat them.
I'm just so hungry,
That's why the
guys.
Heat beat them one game. That's why they lost one game. And that's why I think they stuttered there.
Who's your
Did you
team?
see-
Wait, who's your team?
Well, my team's the 76ers. But the team I think is going to win the whole thing is the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves are
Really?
I thought it
ball
before
right
the
now, dude.
playoffs started. They
Timberwolves
are.
Celtics. It's gonna be a
Yeah, I
it's gonna
don't
be a
know.
fun
I think
series.
the Celtics are going to choke.
You think they're gonna choke?
I
That's what
hate
they do,
But again,
man.
I'm a
He's
Sixers
a
fan. You got to
Boston
remember,
guy.
I hate
yeah.
the Celtics so much.
Did you see what? Did you see what Halliburton wore to the press conference after they beat the Knicks?
No.
He wore a sweatshirt with
The
Reggie
Pacers
Miller
guy?
going like this. Oh, jeez. It was so good. It was so good.
Wow.
Halliburton's a stud.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The problem is the Pacers don't play defense,
No, they
so
don't.
it's not gonna matter.
How about we're talking about NBA, which is a plus because most of the year we never talk about NBA. It's been nice though because the crowds have been good, the games have been fire.
For how much? Again, I'm a Sixers fan. I'm supposed to hate the Knicks. The Nova Knicks were
Dude,
awesome,
dude,
Yeah.
and
that
they
team
made
was-
everyone excited again. They were a
and
likable
to have
team.
That, the Knicks, Pacers,
Yes.
90s mentality.
Yes. I thought the
that's when I
Celtics.
love basketball. That's when I love
And I
basketball.
thought
Fun.
Celtics Knicks were going to be cool if that happened. Like I was like,
Yes.
this is good for
If
them.
the Celtics Knicks would have played, that would have been
Yeah, just as
off
good.
the charts.
Yeah.
Ratings.
Okay, how much time we got left?
Dude, we're going all the way through, aren't we?
No,
1 minute.
okay, we'll just do a quick commercial break. If you're hearing this on the radio, cool. If you're hearing this on the podcast, even cooler. We don't even know we're going to air these. That's what the hell just happened. Joe, you ready?
Yeah.
Joey, you ready? We're recording, Joey. Oh, shoot. Welcome back to the second half. What the hell just happened? Again, does this here on the radio? We haven't decided yet.
I hope
on
so.
a podcast, to be determined. I love these episodes. They're healthy for me. Healthy or not healthy, episodes like this.
Healthy.
Just some nonsense with my guys, having fun. The first half, it got really political, religious.
Got political.
We just talked
I'm
football.
kidding. That's not even a little bit true.
Football's religion.
Taxes.
Football is religion. The Jaguars are life. We had a good time. I'd like to continue the trend in the second half, unless you guys don't want to. I don't know.
Let's let it
Talk
rip.
random stuff.
Are you in? Yeah, like
Let's do it.
nonsense.
Yeah, let's
Just
talk
I
it.
don't want to talk about healthcare, business, or life, and all that stuff. Just kidding. Let's talk about Christianity. You guys ready? Psych.
Okay, you should see our faces. We're all like,
I'm like, all right, well, I guess.
all right, cut.
This is when I can sit down.
I make jokes often. We've done this for almost a year and a half now. It's a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure my wife has never listened to an episode ever, other than Tori Murphy's. Free shout outs.
Shout out, Tori.
I want to ask you guys, what is something you do that drives your wife insane? And you know it. Like you're like, dang, I know when I do this, I'm in deep
This
trouble.
one's hard for me to admit. Oh,
I'll admit
Who
it.
wants to go?
I can go first.
Yeah, let her rip.
I have a bad temper with my kids, and I think sometimes that pisses my wife off. And I think it's just a reflection of my upbringing and a difference in her upbringing, and just kind of when it comes out.
Can you be
sometimes.
specific? Like, what's a bad temper? Like you yell or curse?
Typically, it's in the morning. It's just in the morning, waking up to the kids kind of being loud and obnoxious, and usually I just come out in a bad attitude. I think it just upsets her because it's a bad way to start off the day. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a little bit of my personality because I think sometimes you guys see like this happy, like upbeat side, and then sometimes the kids just take me to a different level. So
Can I tell you something? Like,
Yeah.
honest to God, this morning, same. I lost it. I had no patience. I couldn't put up with it. The screaming, the yelling. I have a hard time in the morning with the kids. So you're not alone.
And you know what? Alejandra gave us the best advice, and I probably should take this up, is she mentioned get up 30 minutes to an hour before everyone else and have like your peace time. And I've never taken a recommendation on that. And I think it's probably something that
so
would
actually,
help.
I do that. Not.
Do you?
I've always done it.
Really?
Not for that reason.
Yeah.
Just because I like to get up.
I'm the same way.
Like
Smart.
just have a cup of coffee. I might knock out some emails. I might just sit on the couch and scroll through my phone. but it's at least 30 minutes. On the good mornings, it's like 45, and it completely changes how I feel at 6:30 in the morning.
Can I
And,
be
and what
honest?
time are you waking up again?
5:30, 5:45.
So I do the same thing, but my thing that again it's just because Quinn's so young and I haven't been able to figure out a schedule yet.
Yeah.
I can't,
yeah. You don't know.
can't get in the gym. Like I can't find time to get to the gym where it works for being with the family and being with her and then still doing that. So I've been working on like an at-home gym with bands and a little bit of weight and stuff. So my new thing has been waking up and going and doing that workout. But I've also noticed is I'll do that workout and then I'll just sit in the garage for like 20 minutes with a coffee. And Nicole will come down and be like, "Wait, you don't want to hang out with me?" And I'm like, "I'm just cooling down from the workout."
And
you know?
again, I don't. I'm gonna admit this. I try that. I wake up early and do like I'll do a full workout in the morning, and then chill, and then it's just.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
This morning was one. I got up early this morning, like tried to do all this stuff. I talked to Joe on the way there. Like I lost my cool this morning. So
I'm also, I tend to be a morning person more so than
I am
my wife.
not.
Okay,
I am
yeah.
not.
So I can wake up early, and if I don't wake up early, it doesn't ruin my day. But I've got to, on the best days, I've got a routine. I wake up at 5:30. I go get a cup of coffee. I do something. That something is different every day, whether it's computer work or scrolling through my phone or reading a book. But at 6:25, I walk upstairs. I wake up my youngest daughter. Then I wake up my oldest daughter.
I'm like,
I go
wake
back-
him up.
I go
Shout
back
out you for
downstairs.
doing
Jumping
that,
up, oh, yeah.
man.
I go back downstairs.
He's a morning dude.
I put out my youngest daughter, packs her own lunch. Sometimes my oldest daughter does. I put out their lunchbox for them to do it, right?
Answer
Put my dog in the backyard.
Hey, that's a word call right there.
I got
put the
Bluetooth
dog in
over
the
here
backyard.
connected.
No.
Put the dog in the backyard. Then I walk back upstairs one more time. I'm telling you, this is the routine every day.
Yeah.
Walk upstairs one more time. Be like, hey, you girls good? You up? Just making sure they're moving. Go downstairs, start getting dressed. At 7 o'clock, I walk out of my room. Be like, girls, it's time to start moving.
We gotta get
Because it
moving.
takes 15 minutes
Yeah.
for them to get moving, get all their stuff together to leave. We're in the car by 7:20. They're at school by 7:30ish.
Bro.
And then my
You do
day
drop
started.
off?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out.
So my
That's
wife,
not easy, by the way.
my wife said,
My kids are
growing
older
up-
too. They're 12 and almost
That
12 and 9.
makes it a little
You're
bit
still
easier.
doing it, man. You're still doing it.
My wife said her mom used to wake her up with a song, like would come in and put on the radio or put on a song, and for her, because it was like a 6 CD player, but it would always start with number 1.
6 CD.
She said it would always be AC/DC Dirty Deeds, the live version. So I'm like, with my daughter, I want to come up with a song that's just so outrageous that I'm waking her up with every day when it's time to go to school. I got to find a good one.
Okay,
So
so
also,
Trey.
and then Fridays, one more thing. On Fridays,
Yeah, go ahead.
same thing, right? A little bit different routine.
Oh.
When I wake them up, Eric knows this song. Whatever the
It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then it's Friday.
Rebecca
then.
Black.
It's Saturday.
So I go wake up my youngest daughter, and then we walk into my daughter's room,
And you get.
and we put it on, and she is usually awake waiting for it, and she just starts dancing in her bed.
That's awesome.
I feel like I'm
That's
not a morning
awesome.
person, so I would have just been
And
mad.
this week, Maggie's my oldest daughter. She goes, man, I just realized something. I was like, what? She goes, so that can be a Friday song this week.
All right. Love that story. Who's next? What's the one thing you do that drives your wife nuts?
Oof, this is
We know your wife.
I don't want to admit this because I hate
To admit
it's
that you know that it drives you nuts?
know that it drives her nuts, and I don't want to admit it about myself because I don't even know I'm doing it.
Oh.
It's like a very recent thing.
Uh-oh.
She said I started snoring.
Oh, bro, guilty.
stop.
Come
No,
on.
but
I don't.
That's got to be tough, though.
Like while you're awake and conscious, I'm leaving laundry on the floor. I fart in public.
strips,
I don't do
really?
dishes. Like no, that doesn't.
that.
Okay, first off, I'm sorry you snore. Everyone snores once in a
Guilty,
while.
yeah.
Ah, shit, it's like every night.
I'm an every night guy.
Well, then get
What do I do? Breathe better?
I think, is it roll on
I'd
your
recommend
side?
divorce,
Sleep on your
probably.
stomach? Oh, God. Horrible. Not healthy.
I'm not serious.
healthy.
I'm
Dude,
not
I don't-
serious.
What do I do that drives Adrian crazy?
You could.
It's got to be something.
Like randomly scare the crap out of her.
Oh yeah.
Like drives
yeah.
her
Yeah.
up a wall. Cannot stand it. She scares very easily. It could be me just going like that.
Like
or,
she like
or
And she jumps.
Eric's got a bell in his office, and I'll stand on the other side of the
she'll
wall.
be in the office talking to me, and he'll come behind her and
No,
ring the
because
bell,
I've done it to her more times than I can count. I'm like, hey, call her name. Calls her, Adrian.
and she'll like,
She'll walk in the office, and I go, boom.
yeah, that's
and she
good.
just,
That's good.
Oh my, man, like melts to the ground.
What do you got?
I feel like you called it something on a recent podcast where you just live out of the hamper or live out of
The floor drove.
wardrobe. I'm
My
such
wife.
a
Hey,
culprit
so
of that.
again, I will give my wife credit for that term. I'm sure you probably saw it on social media. You put all
That's
your
me.
laundry. It's clean. It's folded. It's not folded. Doesn't matter. It's clean though. You just throw it on the floor in a corner.
But-
the floor drove.
So my argument back to her being upset about that was when we first started dating on like date number 2.
I can't wait to hear this. You're gonna get in trouble.
No.
Watch what you
We're
say,
okay.
buddy.
Set the tone.
Date number 2. We jokingly, though I held up my end, jokingly said she said, I hate cooking. And I said, oh, I'll cook for us if we get married. And she goes, okay, and I'll do your laundry. And I said, okay. And I've cooked dinner every night.
This is again. This is gonna
Yeah.
be. Hey, by the way, this
Yeah.
is gold. It might get you in trouble. And I agree. Like again,
It's like, hey, I'm
here's
holding
the
up my
problem with
end.
laundry because I'm gonna share my
hate
things,
laundry.
my list of things that drive my
Love
wife
to wash
nuts.
clothes, hate to fold them.
Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
what is laundry? Is it the washer? Or
That's
is
what
it
she
carrying
claims.
the laundry to the washer?
That's what she
Then
claims.
the washer?
She says,
Then
I
the
put it in
dryer?
the washer and I dry
Then
it.
the
You have
dryer?
to fold it now.
How many times can you say washer in 30 seconds?
The folder? Hey, like it's the folding and putting away. Like
Wait.
the folding and putting away.
Is it the washer?
No, it's the
Or
folding
is
and
it the
putting away.
dryer?
It's the folding
do you
and
do
putting away.
laundry different than your wife?
I do my own
Yes.
laundry. I would not let her wash my clothes.
Wow, straight up respect.
I'm getting to that point where I'm like, just let me.
Just because I wash my clothes and
I hate washing children's clothes and folding them. They're like tiny.
Well, they're
I'm like,
very
where do they
tiny.
go?
Yeah, what do you do?
Mine is like 2 boys. I'm like,
And
I'm
then two
asking
girls
one
to
son.
sign, I'm like, whose
yeah,
is this?
Correct. Thank you.
Be a Zoolander reference. What is this? A shirt for ants?
hey, unpopular opinion. Hate that movie.
Yeah.
Hate it.
You're an
Zoolander.
idiot.
I think I smoked
the
too
guy's
much
name?
weed. That was a problem.
Ben
I
Stiller?
I hate
movie.
Ben Stiller.
You don't like Ben
Almost
Stiller? What
anything
about,
Ben Stiller's
He
in,
hates
I don't
freaking
Who else is in that? Will Ferrell, right?
Will Ferrell. Yeah.
Don't like Ben Farrell.
My wife
Ricky
doesn't.
Bobby?
This guy, you're a little. You're kicked off, man.
I'm out.
We've never kicked off a guest. You're out. I'm just kidding.
Okay, welcome back to the show, Joey. How do you hate Ben Stiller and Will
I just
Ferrell?
don't like that. I just don't like the humor,
Dodgeball?
I guess. I like dodgeball.
Hey,
Okay.
speaking of like
Can I
comedians and
can I
stuff,
tell you guys the things that I do that drive my wife nuts?
of course you can.
He's been
that I'm
dying to
I'm
answer
well
this
aware
question.
of. I've been
I
like
think it
waiting
makes it
for
worse
this.
that you know that.
I've been like
fast.
holding
We all
on to
know.
it.
We all know.
It's everything. The way I breathe,
Existing.
the way I talk, the way I eat.
I could side with you on that.
Yeah. So, anyways, what were we talking about? Go ahead. Next
Hey,
topic.
did you guys watch the Tom Brady roast?
I haven't watched it yet.
You did. I see this
tough.
guy's face. He's got
There
the
was
O
some-
face on.
Like,
The Aaron Hernandez jokes were like,
I think,
whoa.
but again, like, what's if
Yeah.
the pendulum's swinging back
Yeah.
and forth? That one day it's like you're so offensive that you can't do that. Now it's like, let's.
Yeah. Well, and
what's the
and
right side of the pendulum?
Ju-
You haven't seen
Yeah,
it
it's
yet.
polar opposites.
I don't-
From what I know, it's like
Yeah.
you can't say this, and it's like, oh, we're gonna say it all.
Oh, we're gonna go so far past the line.
There
It's-
was some
Julian
dark.
Edelman made a comment that was like, whoa, like political, and I was like, oh my.
I think that was the strategy with it.
I think so too.
They
yeah.
did. They
Kinda,
wrote. They, all
like,
the
bring
athletes.
everybody
Said,
back to reality. Be like, come on, guys.
hey, so
We're gonna
that-
offend everyone.
They also it was live on Netflix. First
gonna do it
live
for
event
3
comedy
hours.
show. I would recommend fast forwarding through the professional athletes. They wrote the jokes for them, but they're just
Yeah,
not
this is
accustomed to
not-
reading.
Bill,
it. There's
yeah,
hundred
Bills
people. Like
was like, meh. He didn't really. He had
Bill
a few that were
Belichick?
funny. I thought it was.
I thought he
okay.
was good that he got up there though. Like
I agree.
Randy Moss to me. Oh,
Anchorman.
tough.
Now having Ron Burgundy up there, I was kind of like, oh, this is a weird stretch. He did okay,
Did you
but
see the guy in the background?
yeah,
The athlete in the background who looked like
yeah,
angry.
Yeah.
Like he's
yeah.
Anchorman. Will Ferrell's playing Anchorman. There's a guy. The whole time his
So
face
mad.
is like, I'm watching him like, I'm just looking at this guy's
This man's
face.
gonna jump him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Who's next? Next topic. How much time we got left? We doing this?
We're at like
full episode.
40 minutes, maybe. This has been fun. It's gone by fast.
No, but poor Justin has to go home to go home.
No, so actually,
Oh,
here's a
okay.
topic. I'm
Yes.
not going home after this. I have to do all of my tomorrow work because I'm taking the day off because it's Quinn's first
Oh,
birthday.
it's even worse. You gotta stay for tomorrow.
no,
And-
kids.
And we're gonna go to Build-A-Bear because they do the
They do the stuffy inside,
they
the
do the-
birthday bear.
for it's the price of her birth year, so it's
Yeah,
$1.
It's $1
for a bear.
Yeah.
What a deal!
Yeah.
Can't even get a soda for that.
Okay, first off, happy birthday. That's
Shout
awesome.
out.
You survived.
First
Let's
year.
clap for that. We got a survivalist here, man.
I'm way more stressed about her eating food than my wife. Like, she eats anything that's even more than remotely like liquid. I'm like, she's gonna choke. She's have the stuff ready.
You're that parent?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I feel so bad. I can't.
There's
not
always
be.
one. There's
Yeah.
always
There
one.
has to be. There has
so
to be.
stressed
One of the
about
two
it.
has
A
to
little
be.
Also,
blueberry. I'm like, oh,
by the
she's
way,
gonna die.
by the way, just in case we post this video, that is not healthy.
Not out there. I got it on the wide shot.
We're gonna use the picture.
This is gonna be the thumbnail.
Have you talked about another child? Not yet. I'm saying like, do you?
So
are you?
So her coworker.
None of my business.
Her coworker had a baby on the same day as us, same hospital. We shared a wall, which was really hilarious. They are expecting baby number 2 already, and we were like,
No, sir.
Okay,
Whoa.
sorry.
No, sir.
I didn't mean. Forgive me. It's overstepping boundaries. I I would consider you a friend now.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in your life, would you consider a second kid?
Yes, I don't want. Yeah, we want. I want 2. She wants maybe 3 or 4.
Again, guess.
woman. Sorry,
Guess,
lady.
hey,
Shout
guess,
out.
guess what I wanted. Guess what I wanted. 2 boys.
Yeah.
Adrian
Guess
was,
what we have?
2
Two boys and
Two
a girl.
boys and a
two
girl.
girls.
Adam's got a girl, baby.
Adrian was an
girl.
only child.
What's up?
Adrian was an only child and wanted like 3 or 4 because all of her cousins came from
Yeah.
like massive families,
Yeah.
5 kids, 6 kids, literally lots of kids. We get married. She's like, I want 4 kids. I'm like, maybe just 2. And
that's what I'm at.
we have 1, 2. She's like, I don't know if one's good. One's good.
Well, yeah, well, that's
And
what
a
I'm
couple
saying.
years goes by,
She's
and
like,
we're like, well,
maybe when
let's just
Quinn's
do one more.
Maybe
One
when
more.
Quinn's 2, we can start having that conversation. I'm like, if you want to have that conversation when she's 16, I'm fine waiting. Like,
Nah, you wanna-
The point I'm
I can tell you
making.
one thing: you do not want to do that when you're 49.
yeah, that's fair.
Absolutely
that's
not.
fair.
Oh, geez.
Healthy.
The point I'm making is like, if you do, there's no advice about like when, how, what time. The second kid is way easier than the first. I mean,
Interesting.
dealing
It is.
at
Okay.
this stage,
Yeah. It's
you know how to change a
We
diaper.
know what's up. Okay.
Yeah,
You
you
know
know what
when
to
they
expect.
eat, you're like, oh my gosh, they can sleep
just
through the
resign yourself
night.
to being
The
tired.
I can hold them with one arm.
The
That-
part-
like
There's a lot-
that.
you know
This
what you're getting
age,
into.
Yeah.
I'm not saying parenting 2 kids is easier than
easy.
parenting
No,
1 kid.
no.
I'm saying this stage of your life,
It's easy.
like the stuff
way
that you're
easier.
like worried about choking.
Yeah.
If you have a second kid,
You'll be
you're
like,
like,
here's
you're
a
like, here's
friggin'
a
cookie.
steak. Here's an uncut steak. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
a chicken wing. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So the part that makes me nervous too is her daycare. They talk about how Quinn is like the golden child, and I don't know if it's them like gassing us up just because we pay to be there, but they quite literally go,
Hey.
"Don't have a second because it won't be this easy," and we're like,
It won't be that easy. It'll be total opposite.
"Oh, great, they're gonna get a little."
It'll be,
Also,
it'll be
it's
hard in
daycare.
different ways, though, right? It'll be hard in different ways, but you will know what to expect.
Yes, and I think that does help things, knowing what's going on.
What were you gonna say? You were saying
Well,
something.
dude, it's so funny hearing you guys talk about this because I was on an airplane with a guy who he was on his baby moon for his 4th, going to Fernandina Beach. And when I tell you,
moon also,
Baby
hold
moon
on,
for
hold
four
on.
kids.
Baby moon by himself.
listen.
On the
No,
fourth
with
kid.
with his wife and his 3
For a
kids.
4th kid?
Look,
Three kids going
they
too?
live in Kansas. Okay, they both work from home.
I'll take it.
And
yeah.
this
Give me an
guy,
excuse.
listen, when I saw him on the
An
airplane,
excuse,
the
all right.
hair was like bloodshot eyes. This guy needed it. He needed it. All right. And I
Remember
only
his
bring it
name?
up.
Give him a shout
His
out,
name was
dude.
Jeff from Kansas.
Hey.
He works,
Kansas, let's
Jeff
get
he
out
works
from
in the
Kansas
wine and
City.
spirits industry, and his wife's a doctor. Shout out. Dude, I only bring that up because, like, we're talking about 2.
Yeah.
2 you can handle with your wife and you.
3.
You start entering 3 and
That's zone
4.
defense right there.
Dude, on a different level, this poor guy. 4.
My dad
At 4,
was.
I don't
my
have
dad,
4, I'm not-
My dad was one of 10.
Stop.
Shout out those people, but totally
My
different
neighbors
era.
across the street growing up had 10 kids.
Yeah.
In a
the same
Three
couple.
bedroom house.
By the way, I got the next topic.
Yeah, same,
Game
same
over.
couple. Same
Next
couple. 3
topic.
kids. 10 kids.
Whenever, hey, yeah, go parenting. We're going back to sports. You guys know anything about Tyreek Hill?
When he has
How
10
many kids?
He's
got
having
4
his
kids.
10th kid.
He's had 4 kids.
Yo,
with
that's-
4 kids.
Hey,
this
he
year
just
with 4
got
different women.
married.
Antonio Cromartie, I think, had 7
8.
or 8. Okay, so he's entering that.
Philip Rivers had 6 of the same woman. Mine
Tyreek's
is
had-
like,
he's
yo,
not paying out
Tyreek's had 10.
alimony.
He's had 4 with 4 different women this year. I
Dude,
think. Fact
what-
check.
No.
But a
Yeah,
lot.
he's
What
got a lot
do
of
you?
kids. Not
Bottom
4 this
line,
year,
what
3
is
this
he
year.
paying on a yearly just to?
It's
those-
not there yet. And again, it doesn't matter. To me, like, you guys,
kids.
this is like, we have 48 minutes to enjoy ourselves. I'm having a blast. I don't know if you guys are. Just to talk to my friends and maybe vent a little bit. I love this, right? You are a good dad. You are a good dad. You
Trying
are
to
a
be.
good dad. Like,
Right back
I'm a
at
good.
you.
I'm saying I know that is a priority for us. It's important is being good spouses and doing what we can. 10 kids with multiple women.
A lot of
That's a little.
lot
That's
of
kind of a little
personality.
serious
yeah,
after all
it's
this
a lot
stuff
of
is joke.
people in the
Like,
kitchen
You know-
oh
talking.
boy, that's a
opinions.
lot of bills.
The
A lot of
unfortunate-
mouths to feed.
The unfortunate part for all those 10 kids is that's just a difficult situation to be thrown into.
Yeah.
And like that's a tough conversation to
up.
have, and I don't want to go down that. But like
Yep.
it is, I mean, hopefully that man is present because I think if anything, as a father, being present is probably the most
The
valuable
most
thing you can bring to the
important
table.
thing in
if
the
you,
world
yeah,
as a
even if
father.
you're lacking in some areas,
There's
just being
a
present.
you guys would like this story. There's the cleaning crew that comes through here. One of the ladies, she's new, and it would have been like last month. I was here late working because had to put out a bunch of fires here.
Because Eric kept you past 5 o'clock.
They're coming past 5.
Shout out! What the hell just happened?
But
I would have left. I said end it. Don't put this on me.
But she goes, what are you still doing here late? I'm like, oh, I guess whatever. And she goes, don't you got a little one at home? And I was like, yeah. She goes, you got to get home, cherish every moment. And she walked out of the room, and I went, she's right. I could do this tomorrow. And I left, and I got home. And as I walked in the door, Nicole says, come upstairs quick. And Quinn started crawling. She was like the second we got up there.
Dude, I
I was like, what a moment. And so I came
that's
back and I told
incredible.
her, and she's like, see, you got to get those moments. Like,
I feel
You
terrible. I'm not kidding, man. Before we did this, I love doing this. I want to do this in our office. Have you like pull you out of here? Not like, yeah. I mean to record.
yeah.
Both.
That matters more than anything, dude. We had someone died recently that like wrecked me.
And the guy like changed the industry for.
Was
for
in
us.
the
Not like he's
process
not
of
in the-
changing
he's-
it.
He's
Someone
not a
passed-
doctor,
yeah.
although he did get a certificate.
Marshall, I'll say
he
it.
did get a certificate for being.
Hey,
recognized
Marshall
as a doctor.
Allen.
You know
This
that?
guy's name was. How much time we got left?
Shout out, Marshall.
5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll,
I want
end it
to.
with Marshall.
chop this up. I really do. I look homeless. It doesn't matter. All of it. Marshall Allen did something in the industry that we work in that has not been done, and was in the process of doing it and building it and evolving. Like so, he impacted so many people, and personally, was getting to know him. I just looked up to him and appreciate him. He passed away last Sunday,
52
very
years
unexpectedly,
52 years old.
and it's like it's affected me all week.
Yeah, same.
Can you guys share some stories about like what he did to change
Yeah,
industry
so
and just
he-
kind of
he
the
was a-
type of man he was?
He was an advocate for people that had no voices, right? Would you say that? In their journey with how they interacted with healthcare. So you go to the doctor, right? Your wife has a baby. You get 1 million bills in the mail, right? What's a real bill? What's not? Do I owe this? Do I not owe this? Right? So he wrote a book called Never Pay the First Bill.
I was gonna say first and foremost,
not telling you
Don't pay the first
don't pay
bill.
don't pay your bills, but don't pay the first bill. Make sure you get your explanation of benefits. Do they line up? Okay, they line up. All right. There's programs out there. There's things you can do. There's things you can do with the hospital. There's so many things you can do to knock down the price. Wipe it away completely. Empowering people with information that they just don't know because he was a healthcare journalist. Teaching people like us as insurance agencies that interact with people, that interact with healthcare, to provide them with the information on how to do it. Like nobody's doing that. in
No,
this industry. Not nobody's doing.
I
it.
can speak just
Nobody.
from the recent kid. Like, I mean, we got done, and
Look.
like the first time we take the kid on the walk in the stroller is, you go to the mailbox and there's 5 bills there, and we're like, oh my gosh, already? And we had emergency C-section, so
Oh,
that
game
first
over.
bill comes
Game
back
over.
as $70K, and we're like,
Game over.
whoa, what? How is the kid this expensive? And then
Because it takes 65 days to
Yeah.
process the claim, and then you get it. all the
What does
things
the mom and
happen.
dad say that sees that bill? Like you throw up.
oh, I think my first comment to my wife was, well, she's an only child, because I was like, how are we going to afford another one?
This man, again, it's just crazy to think about because he was doing things that no one talked about.
He's
he talked
doing
about
things that no one's done before.
and
and
he
he's-
ta- yeah.
He's using AI. He was using AI to help people do it. He built a chatbot. I mean, he was doing cool stuff. And Eric and I are fortunate that we've gotten to know him through just LinkedIn presence, but he's come to conferences that we've attended. He's spoken at conferences. We've become personal friends with him. I was talking to him weekly at this point, interacting with him. He was helping me help people navigate their claims. And he and I texted him on last Friday.
He was
I was
doing,
sitting in
he
his
was doing the real
office.
stuff, like the real
The
effort
stuff that
for
we talk
people,
about,
like
how we help people.
how we want to help people. Like he was doing it and building it.
So I texted him Friday and Eric, and I said, hey, man, you've talked about coming on the radio show. Let's find a time for you to come. Because he said he would. Or if not, we can do it virtually. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's catch up. He sent him a link to the radio show from Spotify. I was like, call it noon Friday. 9:30, get a message from a friend of his that told us what happened. And the crazy part is, dude, it's so sad. He happened Thursday night, and they kept him alive. And because
Let
his
me
wife
let me
was
tell that version of it. Yeah,
go for it.
the clinical version, and you can edit this back, but also and plug the GoFundMe. We got a text from a friend. He had a heart attack on Friday, and they basically put him on a ventilator. They kept it together while his wife flew back from Ghana.
She's on a
Sole
mission trip in
provider.
Ghana.
Looked like a special human, man of faith. Everything he did was led with faith, and not in a way that was obnoxious, leading with
Yeah.
faith. This guy was changing our industry in healthcare in a good way, and it's just tough. It's just sad, and a lot of people love this man, but yep. So he passed away this past Sunday, and his wife came back in town and said goodbye, and his services
Saturday.
this Saturday. By the time this airs, we don't know, but I'll still share the GoFundMe profile because Marshall Allen was one of a kind and a special man that I am convinced was and will continue to change the world.
Man, it was crazy. Crazy.
And
Oh, geez, how do
was
we-
he
how do
local?
we-
Was he locally based to Jacksonville?
I was in Dallas.
He was in
Texas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
But he was everywhere.
Yeah, he was. If you were in the industry and you had any
All right.
any idea of
stuff.
doing things differently, and you knew who Marshall was.
I'm putting it on you guys. You could start a foundation for him.
No, it's already.
Oh, it's already in place?
Someone's
So much
gonna
stuff.
do it.
Look,
There's so many
there's
people.
so many
that-
things
there's so
happening
many
behind
people
the
that
scenes. This
are touched
guy-
that know him that are.
I don't know how to explain how impactful and
Yeah, it's
Yep.
it's gonna happen. There's 3 to 4 people that come to mind
It's-
that
you-
are gonna
you're
make
talking
something
like-
happen.
a couple of days ago. I don't know when this. Yeah,
I mean,
how much? I think we're over
no,
time.
No,
by
no,
the
no.
way,
It's wild you guys sharing that experience or that story because we're all kind of talking about life in general and honestly, you guys sharing that story. It's just to cherish every moment.
Yeah.
And honestly, it stinks that that man's not with us, but at the same time, his impact
Oh,
Yeah, his legacy will
is
continue.
pretty awesome. And you guys even being willing to speak about it is
I didn't know
cool,
how
too.
that. Yeah,
I don't know
how
how
did that
got
come
brought
up? Yeah,
I have no idea.
we're out of time too. I don't know how we're gonna wrap that up, but
And
that's
is
what the health.
probably
yeah,
the
you hey,
most random
Episode
what the
ever.
health just happened.
say that. Someone say that's what the hell just happened for me.
I just did it.
That's what the hell just happened.
Is that somebody?